We're here for a special prayer to give me strength because my hair will no longer be here. You saw a lot of things I didn't want you to see.
I was like, oh, don't laugh. I was like, don't laugh.
Hey, I'm Mia Danae Barrington. I am an associate producer. I also am a television host and a model. So perming my hair was the first phase of my hair journey. Going natural was the second, and now the big chop is the third. They call it the big chop in the natural hair community because you are literally chopping all of your hair off. You're done with your permed hair. There's two ways you can go natural. You can do a big chop, or you can slowly transition into basically letting your hair grow out long enough and then just cutting off the permed ends. So that's what I did. I was like a hair chef. Like I would be in the kitchen with avocados and eggs and mayonnaise, using all these old recipes in the early 2000s, 2010s. You couldn't just go to CVS or Rite Aid, Walgreens. You couldn't just go to these stores and find hair products for you because they weren't in there. Now, thankfully, you'll find at least 5 natural hair companies that will be on the counter. Hair has always been a spiritual thing with Black people, African people, and a lot of people believe that like these are our tentacles, these are some of the sensors we have that allow us to connect to God. So yeah, I'm scared, I'm a little nervous to shave my head, but at the end of the day, I feel like we're in a new era where women embrace their sexuality and their femininity in new and different ways. You can't classify a woman just because she has a shaved head anymore. I'm getting the big chop done by this amazing barber named Lisa. She is the owner of the Cut Gallery in Brooklyn. I'm really excited because she just does amazing design work. She does so many like dope colors, like bright colors, and I'm just really excited to meet her. Oh boy, I can't believe this is the last day with my hair. What am I doing?
It's my Mia's last day with hair.
Good luck.
Shake it for me. Let's get a 360 view.
Oh my goodness.
Smile.
I can't believe I am only a few hours away from cutting off all my hair. I hope I like it.
So you are chopping your hair off.
Yes, I'm doing the big chop.
Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like a lot of women right now are kind of owning themselves, saying I am more than this idea of beauty behind hair.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think that's awesome. I'm excited. So these are the steps that I normally take with clients. The first step is consultation, and then debulk the hair, a skin fade, bleach the color, then we'll just throw some designs in there. In the consultation, what I'm looking for is your hair texture, your hair density, and if I can create the haircut that you want. Can you just show me a reference as to what is the styles that you're looking for?
All right, so this was the first one I was thinking about.
Okay, so you not only want to cut your hair, you also want to color it.
Yes,
Yes?
I definitely
Okay.
want to color it. I was thinking about maybe like some type of purple. I even brought a shade of lipstick.
So it's like a purple, pink, like a raspberry almost.
Yeah, raspberry.
Okay.
Like something that wouldn't wash me out, but I also don't want it to be like a Barney purple.
Yeah.
You know?
You will have to go blonde first. It's very important to show the haircut before the bleach, because if you want a design or anything that may include a razor, it's gonna burn if we do the razor first and then put the bleach on. So I'm gonna do the haircut first, but I'm not gonna do any line work until after, just to not risk any sensitivities or chemical burns or anything like that. Okay. So the first machine is the Oster Octanes. They cut through any texture of hair. I call it the lawnmower. So it will just go straight through.
Yeah, that's intimidating. Like I can see it cutting through all my hair.
It's like point of no return. I'm gonna put the cape on you, and then we're gonna start taking off majority of this haircut.
No turning back.
Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I am going to take our Osters.
Oh my God, the lawnmower.
You ready?
Oh my goodness.
not gonna put this against your scalp. I'm going to just freehand it, just to kind of debulk it, take off the majority of what we know we don't need, so that I can see your hair texture, how it lays, and how it grows. So how does this feel right now?
I don't know how I feel. It's just like a lot of emotion
Okay.
right now.
Okay. Good. All right. So we're gonna do the other half. So we can start off with a longer cut, and then if you're still like, let's just keep going, we'll take it shorter. Okay. We got majority of the hair off. Now we're halfway to the new you.
I mean, this is the roughest part of it, so
Anything from here on out?
Yeah, I know it's gonna get better.
Okay. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to take my fading machine and I'm gonna take a larger guard. The numbers vary, so it starts at 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 8.
Well, what I know about clipper guards is lower number clipper guards leave less hair on the head, while higher number clipper guards leave more hair on the head. The number 1 clipper guard leaves 1/8 length of hair on the head. The number 2 clipper guard leaves 1/4. The clipper guard number 3 leaves 3/8 inches of length of hair on the head.
So, gonna take my Wall Sterling, my number 3 guard. I love this machine. It has short teeth, and that's really good for fading. What is going through your mind as we get closer and closer?
I don't know, it's hitting me that I'm really doing this. Like, well, I know I said I would do it, but the fact that I'm really doing it, I'm just like, oh my goodness.
Living the reality. Okay.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm choosing to use a big guard is just because I'm still trying to see how your hair lays. I'm still trying to not commit to any specific length just yet, which I'm going to continue to debulk it. Just it's going to be more sculpted to your head. This looks awesome. Yeah, it's highlighting your jawline and your cheekbones a lot. So even though your hair is not at a coil right now on top, how do you feel about the length? Do you feel like you would want to go shorter? You feel more comfortable?
I don't know. Like, I kind of like this length, but I kind of do want to see it maybe like a smidge.
Yeah, we could go shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my gosh. It's cool. I feel like I went a little too low, but it's okay. Like, it'll grow back. Like, I'm not stressing it.
Yeah, so this is closer to the first haircut. As far as on the sides, I feel like maybe a skin face is gonna just be a little more dramatic, a little more intense. It's gonna look really, really good also once we do the colors, so.
Yeah. So this right now, what is this, like a 2 or like?
Yeah, this is gonna be like a 1.5 kind of.
Okay, and then the skin fade is just like a 0.5 or something like that?
It's like skin.
Oh,
but we
well.
we can do in between that.
Yeah,
It doesn't have
I think
to
I
be
want
skin.
something in between.
Okay.
Would be good.
Gotcha. So what I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna do a number 1. A number 1 is
Okay.
like always a good place to kind of start. So now I'm gonna just go down with the 1. I don't wanna go in too aggressive, and we're gonna just kind of see the shades as we go around. I'm going to start bringing some more of the lightness from your temple area up, just to create that dimension that you want without taking your hair all the way down to skin. So there's different styles that women like to try. When they want a hard line, they will get it coming across above the ear and kind of just like into the cheekbone. Would you want to try maybe a line, or is this something that maybe is too aggressive right now?
Is there like a soft line? Like, I don't want, like, I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
there kind of is. So basically, the trick with putting in any hard line or any part of the shape up before the haircut is done is that it kind of gives the eye a sharpness, and you're able to kind of see the fade a little stronger. So now, what I'm gonna do is fade out the bottom half in the back. The hair around our hairline is the first thing we notice when our hair grows out. So I always like to take it a little extra tight. So right now from cutting your hair, I see that a lot of it grows up and to the side. It just means that I'm gonna have to cut at different angles to actually get the hair to cut through the machine. Now I'm going to line up the edges to create definition, and then I will go back in, blend a little more, and then we can start the blonde. Okay.
It's really clean. I like it. Like, it was interesting in the beginning. I was very, like, when you did that first cut, I was like, oh my gosh. Like, it was, like, very nerve-wracking.
Was that, like, the hardest part?
Yeah, that was definitely the hardest part. And then, like, the shorter you got, the more I liked it. And then this whole time I thought I had my mom's head shape. And I have, like, my dad's head shape, too. And it's just like, oh, okay. So it's starting to
know yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Like, more and more throughout the process. But, yeah, I'm excited to see what the color is going to look like.
Oh, that's gonna just change everything. We measure hair color and a lightener through ounces. I'm going to use 1 scoop, measure it, and then I'm going to match the same amount of ounces to the amount of developer I'm going to use. Okay, so this is like a consistency that's pretty good, kind of like cake icing. So bleach is a very time-sensitive process, so moving quickly is going to give us the most even result.
Yeah, this brings me back a little bit to my days where I used to get perms. The whole process, putting the chemicals in your hair. So when I was little, I had probably the same amount of hair as I have now. My mom didn't even know what to do with it. That led her to give me a perm when I was 6 years old. Like, this is how thick my hair was. She would have to get the permed box that either had 2 of them in one, or she would have to buy 2 box perms for my head. You're supposed to use one. I used to. Over time, it doesn't hurt as much, but that first perm is like awful. And we would do my perms at home. She would do mine, I would do hers. And I feel like that is the basic way of beauty at home for a lot of Black families.
I always ask if there's any kind of chemical history in your hair. Our hair is made up of bonds. One breaks with water, one breaks with chemical. I like to compare it kind of like to glass. Okay. Glass is moldable when it's hot, which is kind of the same thing as when your hair is wet. Then when it's dry, it hardens. That's when you're able to mold hair into like really cool shapes. Now there's chemical bonds in your hair. Relaxer or chemical services and color services, they attack the same bonds. You don't want to break all the bonds in your hair chemically, because then that's when you get jelly hair. There's like nothing left. They do have synthetic bonds, which they now add into the lightener. What these bonds do is as they're breaking, they're replacing the bonds synthetically. Now your hair can go further and you're less likely to have broken hair. But unless you're using those specific products, you have to tell your stylist, okay, I have relaxer or previous color or anything like that. So I like to line it up at the front hairline first and bring it all the way around to outside the ears. Just want to make sure that every part of your hairline is inside, which is going to just kind of like incubate it. The heat off of your scalp is going to allow the bleach to keep working and processing. It's going to open up the pores in your hair to make it easier to penetrate. Okay, so we'll just leave this for about 15 minutes and then we'll just go in and check our progress.
What's going on under that cap, girl?
I did the big chop. I cut it all off. I'm about to get it bleached.
Wait a minute. Your hair cooking under there?
Yeah. I'm getting a raspberry color.
Raspberry?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Are you ready? Are you ready?
I've been ready. What you
I see
mean?
Congratulations. That's some bold moves right there, boo.
How are you feeling?
Good.
Okay, good. Let's check and see where we are at. You are already blonde.
Oh, how can you tell?
I can see it. Okay. What I'm gonna do is just check through and make sure there's no spots, because this is our time to catch them. So I'm just parting the hair and opening it up so that I can make sure it's thoroughly covered all the way through. I think that blonde itself is gonna suit you, and then all the other colors are just gonna be so much fun.
I feel like Mystique.
So I'm just going to smooth over the openings we just created with the comb, just to make sure that the product is pushed back down into the hair. What we're gonna do now, I'm gonna put a cap back on, and then we're just gonna let it sit longer and continue to process. We did the first half of the color. Are you ready to see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Wow, this looks really good. Like, I didn't think I would look good with blonde hair, like, honestly, but this, like, I actually like this.
These colors are direct colors. That means that you don't have to mix it with any developer. So it's literally like just straight out the tube. You can just apply it. I love it already.
I feel like a rock star. Like, I've never done anything like this before.
So to preserve the color, I recommend co-washing in between shampoos. Another trick that some people do if they really like a color is they'll mix some of the color into their conditioner. So then it could just give them like a fresh pigment when they wash their hair. So I'm going to put this cap on you. We're gonna let it process for about 15-20 minutes, and then we will reveal your beautiful new color.
Alrighty.
Okay, so now I'm going to give you your design, and then we will do the big reveal of your final haircut. So I'm gonna take my T outliners. This machine is really, really good. It cuts through everything, very clean, very strong. What side would you like to do your part on?
You can do the right side.
Right side? Okay.
Yeah.
3 partings, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can kind of flow with it.
Yeah,
I'm
I
fine with
remember
that.
it. Gotcha. So if you ever want to get a design that's like more into the length of your hair, you're gonna have to understand that the grow back, you're gonna always kind of have this kind of like dent. So that's just to keep in mind whenever you're picking designs. So I'm gonna go in with the razor, which will give it the most definition. Not everybody can use the razor in their skin because they get razor bumps. So this is something that you would always want to ask the client if they have any kind of history with not being able to use razors or straight edge. Are you ready to see your final look?
I am.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh, I feel like a new person. Like
I'm a whole new
who
person.
is this? It looks really good. I like it a lot.
Here, let me show you.
Yeah. Ooh, I like the raspberry like vibe. It's dope. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you. I really like this a lot. Hey, I'm back, and it's been about 2 weeks since I did the big chop. There's no more hair, you guys. I have like not even half an inch of hair. It's crazy, but I really love it. I've been getting a lot of great feedback. People love the color, they love the cut. I love the color, and it's just been a really cool experience. I think it was a bit of a surprise for me when Lisa cut off all my hair, and I saw like the texture of my hair when it was like this low, and how it wasn't as like curly as I thought it would be. It was like a lot more straight than I thought it would be, even though I do have some like kinkiness to it. But it really reminded me of my dad's hair, which like, I don't know how to explain it, but my mom would explain it as like, it was like velvet. Like it just like stood up a little, it was thick, it was soft. That was a really touching experience for me, just because my dad has been gone for 7 years now. And so, you know, anything that makes me like remember him and feel like I'm connected to him a little more is always a plus. Oh yeah, people definitely stare and give me different reactions when I'm on the train, the buses, the kids look at me. It's a bright color, like it just draws your eye to it. So I try not to get an attitude like what they looking at. Like I try not to have that thought when I see people like staring at me if I have my hair out. But I'm so thankful I had this experience. One, because I met Lisa. I think she's so dope. Like her haircut and her short hair and her confidence alone really like helped me to want to go through with it. And I got to have an amazing experience that I will definitely remember for the rest of my life, and grew my confidence and allows me to walk in this mean old world a little more fearlessly.